Okay, we're at the 2013 Rocky Mountain Super Conference on the Family, and we're here at the booth for My Father's World with David Hazel, and we're also here with Victoria Kempf, who is with Screen Retriever, which is a new product that My Father's World has partnered with. Maybe you could tell us a little bit, David, about how you actually came to partner with these guys.
Well, at the Mass Hope Homeschool Convention, one of our employees happened upon the Screen Retriever booth and realized that it was a great tool for starting discussions with our children about responsible computer use. We as a family had become frustrated over years as the internet had continued to expand, trying to find a way to have discussions with our children how to responsibly use the computer, and discovered that when you have blockers, you know, you're blocking something but it doesn't really enter you into conversations. It just prevents those conversations until later. We wanted to be able to get those conversations earlier. Unfortunately for our own family, many of our children grew up and we would catch them when they were, you know, doing something inappropriate late in life, and it was very difficult to have that conversation because at that point they're 16 and they feel like they have their own way. And we really wanted something that would help our 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old have discussions with us. When you send them in to do Rosetta Stone and they decide instead to play a game on their computer, that's a great time to have a conversation about what we say what we do. And when we go into a room and we say we're going to do the computer, then we're actually doing the computer. We love this because it's an online and offline monitoring system, and nothing can be hidden because it actually gives you the screenshot of everything they're doing. So they may say they're not playing a game, but you can just replay the video that says, well, here's the video that says that you were playing a game in the background, and it's not a hidden software. They know that the parent's watching. There's a little icon on the board that says, you know, you're watching. You don't actually have to be watching. It's recording the materials. You can look at things later. But it seemed like a really good way to handle that, because blocking software in an internet society where things are changing, they can't block all the new things until they find out they're bad. And so this was a way of teaching more computer responsibility. We thought that was a great way in this new society to help our kids learn responsible computer use. If they're on Facebook, who are they Facebooking? If they're on, you know, Twittering, then who are they Twittering? If they're doing messaging or Skyping, who are they Skyping with? You can see the people they're with. You can have those discussions early on, and it allows greater use of the internet, greater use of the computer in a safe environment when they're young.
That's great. That's great. So, Victoria, tell me a little bit about the company and how the program became developed.
Well, we're very excited to be partnering with My Father's World and introducing this product this year at all of these conventions. It is, as David said, it's a new, wonderful children's computer monitoring software for parents to use to keep their kids safe and responsible, appropriate computer use. What it does, and it's different from, you know, today's internet is exploding. You know, it's exponential growth. 660 million websites out there, active websites out there now, and it's growing by almost 1 million a day. So blockers and filters, it's really hard for them to keep up. So parents, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, recommends that parents really need to become engaged in their children's computer world and actively monitor what their kids are doing. And that doesn't mean 24/7, but it does mean checking in periodically on their children's computer activity and instilling your own personal family values and life skills before they go off to college. You know, today, scholarship providers, colleges, employers are all checking the internet prior to their kids being accepted, and they're actually hiring companies to do that for them. So it's really important for parents to be teaching their kids to protect their digital reputation, and parents are the best filter and blocker. They can immediately see whether or not something is appropriate or not. And again, they're teaching their own personal family values about what is okay and what is not. So what's great about Screen Retriever, it provides complete visibility with one click of an icon. An icon goes on a parent's desktop. The parent can click it and get an immediate live view of their child's computer. It doesn't matter where the child is in the home or where the parent is. They can immediately engage and see what their child is doing on the computer. So again, if they're supposed to be doing homework, perhaps, maybe they're not doing their homework, then a parent can go and have a discussion with their child and talk about focusing on work and then playing, which is becoming a kind of a lost thing that's happening in today's society because of the computer. And the other thing is you want to start when kids are really young, kind of instilling this whole idea that parents are going to supervise. You don't want to wait until your kids are teenagers and when they've been actively engaged on the computer by themselves for years, because then there is going to be immediate resentment. So you want to instill that whole concept that you're going to be checking in on their online world just as you do their offline world at an early age, so you don't get that pushback later on.
Right.
So, and things that are important that I just love about Screen Retriever, a couple of really important things. First of all, it's really easy to use. It won't slow down your computer. But in terms of safety, I think one of the things I just think is so important is you can actually see who your child is visually Skyping or engaging with on the computer. If it's somebody you know, that's great. If it's somebody you don't know, you want to have that conversation with your child. This is a real big safety issue. You never open up, the door to your home to a stranger, so you don't want your child opening up the sense of the door to their computer to a stranger either. So those are, and Facebook, for example, one thing that's great about this is some parents think that if they just friend their child on Facebook, that's enough. It's really not today, because what's happening is kids are actually turning away from Facebook and going to one of the more than 100 social networking sites that are out there today. Tumblr is becoming very popular with kids. There are all kinds of video chat rooms that kids might be curious about. So Omegle is a site that actually encourages kids to talk to strangers. So those are all values that we instill in our kids at an early age, not to talk to strangers, for example. So we want to know who our kids are engaging with on the computer. Again, digital reputation, all of those things. It's really, really important for parents to be engaged.
And what kind of feedback have you gotten from parents about the program?
Oh, they love it. It's changed their lives. You have parents that tried to supervise in the past by kind of looking over their child's shoulder, but kids are becoming very savvy, as you know, with computers, and they erase browser history. They did a recent study showed that 70% of kids are actively hiding what their children are, what they're doing online from their parents. And so again, it's really important for parents to be actively supervising so that they can keep a handle on what's going on.
Right. And if you want to get more information about the program, what would be the best way for people to do that?
Actually,
My Father's World is partnered with Screen Retriever. If you go onto My Father's World website, which is www.mfwbooks.com, you actually can search Screen Retriever. A frequently asked question will come up that gives you a link to their site from our site. That link gives you a special discount that we've negotiated with Screen Retriever at $49.95 a year. It's a subscription that you put on your computer. It is good for as many computers that you have in your home, one single subscription.
It's a family license.
It's a family license, yes. It also, just to emphasize another thing that as we've raised 6 kids. We've graduated all of them. The digital world was very much a part of just introducing, and the kids were much more savvy on the computer than we were. But the thing is, it's therefore we became fearful at times, and we'd say, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. What I would have rather have said is, yes, you can do that, but we will monitor how you do that. Because at that point, you're being able to say yes instead of no. And there was nothing wrong with my kids messaging my brother, for example, or my sister, their uncle or aunt. There was nothing wrong with Skyping somebody in Russia, which we lived in Russia for 8 years. But we had to say no to all of it because we had no idea where it would lead to. And what it really can oftentimes lead to is hiding the activity rather than, having the activity be something that parents support.
Right. Well, that's great information. I appreciate you guys sharing that with me. And also, for anyone who is watching now, they can come by the booth and find out more information.
That'd be great.
Love to have
we have a short a couple-minute video they can watch. It talks about how to load it up and how it looks and how it doesn't really impact your hard drive. And, you know, it doesn't. It's fast-moving and simultaneous. And it's really great little demonstration Victoria can give if they come to our booth.
And does this work on just PC or PC and Mac?
Currently, it works on just PCs within the home. And so another factor that's important in today's age is that we do no data mining whatsoever. Given all the news lately, it's important to know parents have the only access, the company doesn't, to their child's computer. So that's important to know as well.
But the answer to your question is Mac should be available also by the end of the year. We're working on it.
Okay.
And all mobile devices eventually. That's what we're doing.
Great. Yeah. 5.2 billion mobile devices in the world.
Yes.
That's where it's going. So.
Right.
Well, great. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.